What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Theta token today at the request of John S. Maybe it's just John's. I don't know. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let's get into it. We're sitting at about $2.54 right now. Looking at it on a weekly time frame here on TradingView. The RSI was overbought. We're coming out of the overbought zone now. Not looking too bad. Not looking too shabby. I'm not worried about it. Let's see, from a high to a low. Come on now, get to the high. There we go. High to low. Went all the way up to your 886, right through your golden ratio, and back down, dude. It's beautiful. Cutting through your golden ratio like that on the first attempt, pulling back to it to find support. You guys, it's so bullish. It's so very bullish. I can't see a situation. I can't see a scenario where you go below these lows. So maybe you go lower from here today. Maybe. I can't see a scenario where you go below like $2.18, $2.19. I don't think it's going to happen. So really, I think you probably hold this 6.9 level, this white line here at 244. Previous areas of resistance back here, resistance there, support there. I don't think you go lower than like 244, 243, and you're at 254 now, so that should be comforting. Really, if you can't go that much lower, that means that you're coming to the end of this little whatever consolidation phase you're in now. You're about to rip, you're about to shred. So likely, you're at 254 now. I would expect your next targets based off of the fibs here from a high to a low. Your extended targets would be, and you're already showing so much respect. I mean, 568 to 940 is the minimum expected area. This is your primary target zone. And with how bullish you're acting already, I don't think you stop at the 1272. I think generally, because normally you include the whole zone, but I think the 1414 to the 1618 might be something to consider. And the fact that you ran all the way up to the 886, you might just run all the way up to your 1886. It's possible. And I know that sounds crazy, but you genuinely could do it. And I expect these moves, all of these moves that I'm talking about, to happen by the end of January. So you're at 254 right now. You have a very serious potential possibility, probably, to go up to about $7 to $9.40 with a, let's call it a bonus prize, a bonus target of about $16 to $13 there. So it's 1387 to 1638, somewhere in that range, right? And that would put you right around your all-time highs, actually. So that kind of makes sense in itself too. But again, these are by the end of January targets, you guys. So very bullish behavior, very bullish stuff looking for Theta here. I love that the moving average here, this green line, this 123 moving average on the weekly is sloped upwards. You're finding support on it. It all looks good. I don't think this is going to stop you at all. Based off of the price action, if we're just looking at this high, the next area, right, because that's resistance, you're probably not going to stop there. The next area would be about up here. So yeah, I don't think by the end of January you'll be at 1387 to 1638. I don't think you will. It's possible, but more so what I feel pretty confident in is that you will be in this area between 698 to 940, right? Because we're here. If we look at the price action, okay, we're just going to do the same thing but without the fibs. We're here finding resistance here, okay? It makes sense. You found support here before. It's kind of in the central part of this consolidation phase. You found resistance here. You're finding resistance here. The next phase up, the next place that you'd find resistance up after this, but you're probably not going to find resistance right here. You spent all this time below this. Once you break above, you're probably not going to stop at the first sign of resistance. So probably the next area that you would go to, again, it probably wouldn't be here either because that's like the mid of this overall zone. I think it'd be something like this. Something over here where you found resistance a couple times. You found support over here at about $8 there, and then potentially, you know, maybe this high range here at about 884, which also comes in line with that closing high there. If we take this high to low one more time, high to low here, your 786 is all the way up there, right? Your 786 is all the way up there. That's perfect, right in that area. High to low here. The golden ratio is just outside of this area. The 1414 is just below it, right? So something in between, which is what we were saying earlier. I love making predictions and then using other forms of basic TA to kind of help agree with that, right? That are very obvious, right? We didn't even have the fibs up to know where these lines were essentially. I mean, I probably had a general idea and we saw it before, but all I'm trying to say is essentially these targets based on resistance points that we've seen in the price in its history would make sense based off of the fibs going forward for the future price to find resistance somewhere likely between $7 and $9.40, with a more specifically refined target to about $8.20 and $8.90 by the end of January. By the end of January, I would suspect that Theta is above $5 yet, $2.54 now. So I think you get a nice 100% pump between now and the end of the month, and then going into January, you finish out that move, you carry out that move further, going above $7 yet below 9.40, and that's all I got for you guys. Actually, let's do some cycle high predictions real quick before we end the video. So cycle high predictions would be, you know, from the last cycle high to the cycle low that we had, and I do think Theta sees new all-time highs this cycle. Let's actually see what's Theta at market cap wise. Do I have to refresh you? I have to refresh you. CoinGecko. I should just use CoinMarketCap, man. Theta Network, $2.5 billion. Okay, so 2.5 billion. I mean, a 10x is right down here. That'd be a 25 billion. Right, 25 billion. If you do a 20x, that'd be a 50 billion. You've been around for multiple cycles already. So 40x would be 100 billion. And then that 1618 is about a 52x. That's just above 100 billion. It's like 130 billion. Yeah, I could see it. I could see Theta seeing prices at $133 by the end of the cycle. I could see it happening, absolutely. But that's the highest that I would give it. At a minimum, $41. At a pretty solid chance, $67. The maximum highest potential that I could see is 133. It's very common with these extended areas, especially on significant fibs like this. If you were to hit the 1618, you would hit it exactly to a T. Pull back from there. If you were to stop at the 1414, likely you would not hit it exactly to a T. You'd likely go just above it and then probably pull back from there. You'd probably have like a wick and then close below it, something like that on any given week or month. And if it was the 1272, you could go just above it. You could reject right off it. You know, it's hard to say. I don't think you stop at the 1272, but it is something more to be considered. You really could stop at 41.6. But this is your range, man. That's your all-time high range. And then one last thing that I want to do before we end the video for real is just I want to see what it looks like on this ribbon here. Weekly ribbon's looking good. Monthly ribbons, oh, monthly is looking good, you guys. Yeah, you're about to fly. This thing's gonna do, you guys. The next year is gonna be great for Theta. It's gonna be phenomenal. It really truly is, right? You didn't have all the history back here. It didn't exist long enough because it came about in 2018, right? But you can see, like, if the ribbons did exist down here, they were a little bit contracted. Then you started to expand. You're contracted now. You're gonna expand. Like, I'm not saying you're gonna see a repeat of what you saw last cycle, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be some good stuff. So. I definitely do believe Theta has a very solid chance of seeing prices that would take it to market cap readings above $100 billion. It could even see market caps that are like multi-$100 billion by the end of the cycle. I'm not expecting that. I'm not calling for that. It'd be better to be pleasantly surprised by that than to expect that and then be a bag holder, right? So just keep that in mind going forward. But I really do like that. I think it was, what, $133 area. Yeah, 130, 123 here. 125. It's different on this one. It's different because I did it on Binance first. And the Binance one probably has different targets. Let's see. Yeah, the Binance one. So every chart, 133 on Binance, 123, 125 on crypto, whatever, give or take $10, but something around there, right? So, all right, guys, that's it. That's all I got for you. So if you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.